Welcome to Magical Bedtime Tales. Tonight, we'll take you on a gentle journey through the story of Frozen, a tale of two sisters, a magical secret, and a love that could warm even the coldest winter. So snuggle under your blanket, close your eyes if you'd like, and let the soft winds of Arendelle carry you far away. Once upon a time, in a kingdom tucked between snow-covered mountains and sparkling lakes, there lived two little princesses. Their names were Elsa and Anna. Elsa was the older one. She had silver blonde hair, calm blue eyes, and a quiet, thoughtful heart. But what made Elsa special was something she kept hidden. She had magic. Elsa could make snow and ice with just her hands. With a swirl of her fingers, she could turn the floor into a skating rink, build snowmen indoors, and make snowflakes dance through the air like tiny stars. Anna was younger, with fiery red hair, bright green eyes, and a laugh that echoed through the halls like music. She was full of life, always asking questions, always wanting to play. And oh, how they loved each other. At night, when the world was still and the moon shone high above the mountains, the two sisters would sneak out of bed. They would tiptoe to the grand ballroom, and Elsa would fill the air with snow. "Do the magic," Anna would whisper, and Elsa, smiling shyly, would lift her hands. Snow would fall, fluffy and white. The cold never bothered them. They would build snowmen, make icy slides, and laugh until they couldn't breathe. They called their snowman friend Olaf. He had stick arms, a carrot nose, and a big, silly smile. Everything was perfect. Until one night. They were playing like always, and Anna jumped too high on an icy mound. She slipped. Elsa tried to catch her with her magic, but it came too fast. A flash of blue, a sparkle of frost, and then Anna was still. Elsa gasped. "Anna?" The little girl lay cold and quiet on the floor. Elsa screamed. The palace woke. The king and queen came rushing in. "She's hurt," Elsa cried. "I didn't mean to. I didn't." With heavy hearts, the king and queen wrapped Anna in a blanket and carried her through the forest to the mountains beyond. There, hidden deep in the trees, lived the trolls, gentle, wise creatures made of stone and moss. The oldest one, Grandpappy, laid his hands on Anna's head and whispered words of healing. A soft light glowed. Anna blinked. "She is safe," Grandpappy said. "But I had to take away the memories of Elsa's magic. She won't remember how she was hurt. You must protect both of them. Fear will be Elsa's enemy." From that day on, everything changed. The castle doors were closed. The halls grew quiet. Elsa stayed in her room, wearing gloves, trying to control her magic. She was afraid of hurting Anna again, afraid of herself. Anna knocked on her sister's door every day. "Do you want to build a snowman?" she'd ask. No answer. "Come on, let's go and play. I never see you anymore." Still, nothing. Years passed, like snowflakes drifting in silence. The girls grew up. Elsa became tall and graceful. Anna became bright and curious. But they were no longer close. They lived side by side, and yet felt so far apart. Then one day, a soft knock echoed through the palace. The king and queen had gone on a sea journey. A storm had come, and they never came back. The sea was quiet again, but the kingdom was not. Elsa was now next in line to be queen. It was time for a coronation. For the first time in forever, the palace gates were opened. Visitors from all across the lands came with gifts and smiles.
Anna twirled with excitement. She ran through the streets, meeting new people, eating sweet cakes and breathing in the fresh summer air. Everything felt alive again. That's when she met Prince Hans. He had soft brown hair, polite words, and a royal smile. They talked about sandwiches, laughed about horses, and before long, they were dancing under the lantern lights. It felt like a dream. Later that evening, in the grand golden ballroom, Anna turned to Elsa, now wearing her crown, standing tall in her queenly gown. "I want to marry Hans," Anna said. Elsa froze. "You can't marry someone you just met." "Why not?" Anna's voice rose. "You shut me out for years, and now you want to tell me what I can't do? I'm trying to protect you." Elsa's hands trembled. Her gloves hit her fingers, but inside, a storm was brewing. "I said no," she cried, and with that shout, something happened. A blast of ice shot from her hands. People gasped. The floor cracked. The pillars glistened with frost. Everyone stared. Elsa looked down at her hands in horror. Then she turned and ran. Out of the palace, through the gates, across the bridge, and into the snowy mountains. The summer day turned cold. Dark clouds rolled in. Snow began to fall, thick, heavy, and fast. Winter had come to Arendelle, right in the middle of summer. The crowd ran for cover. The kingdom buzzed with worry. And Anna stood still, her heart pounding. She had lost her sister once. She wasn't going to lose her again. So she grabbed her cloak, left Hans in charge, and ran after Elsa. Through the swirling snow and frozen winds, Anna rode her horse into the white woods, calling her sister's name. "Elsa, please." But the only answer was the wind. As the snow fell and the mountains grew taller, Anna's journey had just begun. The forest was quiet, except for the crunch of her horse's hooves on the frozen ground. Trees swayed gently, their branches heavy with snow. Frost kissed every leaf, every rock, every blade of grass. The world had turned white, and the sun hid behind gray clouds. Anna held her cloak tightly around her. Her nose was red, and her fingers were cold. But she didn't stop. She had to find Elsa. She had to bring her home. But suddenly, her horse reared up, startled by something in the snow, and Anna tumbled into a snowdrift. Before she could climb back on, the frightened horse galloped away, disappearing into the woods. Now she was alone. "Okay," Anna whispered to herself, brushing snow from her hair. "No big deal. I can do this." She trudged forward, step by step, until she saw a warm glow in the distance. A little wooden shop nestled between the trees. A sign above it read, "Wandering Oaken's Trading Post and Sauna." Inside, it was warm and cozy. Shelves of boots, blankets, and carrots lined walls. A big, friendly man with rosy cheeks smiled from behind the counter. "Hello, hello," he said cheerfully. "Big summer blowout." Anna raised an eyebrow. "Summer?" She bought a new cloak and boots, and was about to leave when the door creaked open. A man walked in, tall and rough-looking, with snow in his hair and a serious look on his face. Behind him stood a reindeer munching on a carrot. "Do you have ice?" the man asked. The shopkeeper chuckled. "Only frozen." The man sighed and turned toward Anna. His name was Kristoff, and the reindeer was his best friend, Sven. Anna watched them argue like two old friends. Kristoff talked, and Sven answered with funny little grunts that Kristoff pretended to understand. "I need help," Anna said, "to find my sister." She's somewhere in the mountains. And she's the one who caused this snowstorm. Kristoff's eyes widened. She made all this? In the middle of July? Anna nodded. Can you take me to her? Kristoff wasn't sure, but after a moment and a nudge from Sven, he agreed. They set off at once, traveling through the snowy forest with only the stars to guide them. As they climbed higher, the wind grew stronger. The snow swirled like a dance. Trees whispered secrets to one another, and far above, the mountains sparkled like silver in the moonlight. Then, something strange appeared on the path. A snowman. A walking, talking snowman. "Hi, I'm Olaf," he said cheerfully. "And I like warm hugs." Anna's eyes lit up. "Olaf? Did Elsa make you?" "Yep," he chirped, his carrot nose wiggling. "She made me the day she ran away. Isn't that cool?" He bounced alongside them, humming happily and telling jokes. He didn't seem to mind the cold at all. "Why don't you have a flurry over your head to keep you from melting?" Anna asked. "I don't know," Olaf shrugged. "But I'd love to see summer." They all laughed. The journey continued until at last they saw it. A tall, shimmering palace of ice, glowing like a star on the side of the mountain. It stood high above the snow, with glittering spires and frosted windows. Elsa had made this place. It was beautiful, magical, and lonely. Anna stepped forward, her heart pounding. She climbed the icy steps and pushed open the giant door. Inside, everything sparkled. The walls, the floor, even the air seemed to glow with frozen light. It was quiet, still, like a snowflake frozen in time. And there she was, Elsa, wearing a gown of glittering ice, her hair braided over her shoulder, her face calm, but her eyes unsure. "Anna," she whispered. Anna smiled. "Elsa, I'm so glad I found you." Elsa stepped back. "You shouldn't be here. It's not safe." "Please come home," Anna said softly. "You don't have to be alone." "I do," Elsa said. "I can't control this." "You can. I believe in you." But Elsa shook her head. She lifted her hand, and a gust of wind blew through the room. The walls grew taller. The air turned colder. "I don't want to hurt you," Elsa said. "I'm not afraid." But fear grew in Elsa's chest. The storm inside her heart swirled too strong. And then, another burst of magic. This time, it struck Anna. Right in the chest. Elsa gasped. No, I didn't mean..." Anna staggered, her face pale. Elsa panicked. She waved her hands, trying to undo it, but the frost had already begun. It was deep. It was silent. Kristoff rushed in and caught Anna as she fell. "Please," Elsa begged. "Just go." The castle shook. Ice spikes grew along the walls. The doors flew open, and a blast of snow pushed them all outside. The group tumbled down the mountain, rolling through snow and ice until they reached the forest below. Kristoff carried Anna in his arms. Her skin was growing cold. Her lips were turning blue. "She's freezing," he said, eyes wide with worry. "Her heart. Something's wrong." They rushed through the snow, past trees and rivers, searching for the trolls, Kristoff's old family. The trolls appeared from the rocks, small and kind. They hummed and whispered as they circled Anna. Grandpappy placed a hand over her heart. An icy magic has struck her.
Only an act of true love can save her. Kristoff's heart skipped a beat. He looked at Anna. Could it be him? Could his love save her? He didn't know. But he knew one thing for sure. He had to try. So he picked her up, gently as snow and ran toward the castle. Back to Hans. Anna had said she loved him. Maybe, just maybe, a kiss from him could break the spell. As the castle towers came into view, the snow fell heavier. The wind howled louder. Elsa, still high on the mountain, felt it all. The fear, the pain, the storm inside her heart grew wild. She didn't know how to stop it. She didn't know if she ever could. And Elsa was free. Not because she had locked her powers away, but because she had finally embraced them. With love, with hope, and with her sister by her side, Kristoff and Sven ran as fast as they could, gliding across the snowy trails toward the Valley of the Living Rocks. Anna was growing weaker. The streak of white in her hair glowed brighter, and her fingers trembled like frost-bitten leaves. Kristoff looked at her, worry creasing his brow. "We're almost there," he whispered, holding her close. Finally, they reached the magical glade, and Kristoff called out, "Please, I need your help. Anna needs your help." The ground rumbled. Tiny boulders began to roll and tumble from all around them. Then, with little hops and giggles, they unfolded into the trolls, lively, glowing stone creatures with kind eyes and mossy beards. One of them gasped, "It's the girl with the frozen heart." Grand Pabby, the oldest and wisest of all trolls, stepped forward. He looked into Anna's eyes with deep sadness. "Only an act of true love," he said slowly, "can thaw a frozen heart." Kristoff's face lit up with hope. "Then we have to get her back to Hans. He loves her." The trolls looked at each other, uncertain, but Kristoff wasted no time. He gently helped Anna onto Sven's back, and together they galloped off, back to Arendelle, back to the castle. The wind howled around them as the snow grew thicker. Arendelle was blanketed in deep white. Ice-covered rooftops and curled around lampposts like silver ribbons. Inside the castle gates, Anna was growing colder by the minute. Kristoff stopped. He looked at her, and for a long moment, he didn't speak. His heart wanted to tell her something, but all he said was, "You'll be okay." And then he turned, leaving her with the royal guards. Inside the castle, Hans was waiting. When he saw Anna stumble through the door, he rushed to her side. "Anna, you're cold as ice. What happened?" he asked. "I need a kiss," she whispered. "Only true love can break the curse." Hans smiled, leaning close, but then something strange happened. He stopped. His eyes grew sharp and cold. "Oh, Anna," he said in a quiet, cruel voice. "You're so desperate. But I never loved you." Anna blinked, stunned. "You see," Hans continued, standing tall, "I only needed to marry you to take the throne. Now, with you gone, and Elsa locked away, Arendelle will be mine." Anna gasped, but she couldn't move. Her strength was fading fast. Hans turned and walked away, locking the door behind him. Meanwhile, in the dungeon, Elsa was curled on the floor of her frozen cell. Her hands were chained, her eyes full of sorrow. Snowflakes danced all around her, like whispers of her sadness. Suddenly, she felt a change in the air. Fear, panic, love. Her powers surged, and with a burst of magic, she broke free from the chains. Ice exploded through the walls as she escaped into the snowstorm outside. Back in the castle, Olaf had found Anna locked in the room. He squeezed through the keyhole and melted part of the lock with his warm carrot breath. "Anna," he called softly. She looked up, her skin pale, her breathing slow. "Oh, Oh, Anna, I know what true love is, Olaf said as he gently covered her with a blanket. It's putting someone else before yourself. That's what Kristoff did, and what you're doing now. Anna stared at the window. Outside, the storm was worse than ever. Elsa's in danger, she whispered. Outside, on the frozen fjord, Elsa ran through the blizzard. People were shouting. The ice cracked beneath her feet. She turned, searching for Anna, afraid and alone. Then she saw Hans approaching. He raised his sword high. "Your reign is over, Elsa," he shouted, stepping forward. But just as the blade came down, Anna leapt in front of Elsa, throwing up her arms. The sword struck her, but not with a sound of steel. There was only silence, a ringing stillness. Anna had frozen, completely, turned to solid ice. Elsa fell to her knees beside her, tears falling onto the ice. "No, no, Anna," she whispered. The snow began to slow. The wind calmed. Elsa wrapped her arms around her frozen sister. And then, something magical happened. A shimmer of light, a sparkle of warmth. Anna began to thaw. Her fingers turned pink again. Her hair flowed like silk. Her cheeks flushed with life. Elsa stepped back, gasping. "But how?" she whispered. Anna smiled softly. "I love you, Elsa. That's what saved me." Elsa's eyes filled with tears. Love will thaw. She raised her arms, and this time, her magic obeyed her heart. The snow melted. The ice cracked and faded. Sunlight poured into the sky as Arendelle was restored to spring. The people cheered, and flowers bloomed once more. Later, Elsa stood before the kingdom. She smiled, calm and joyful. "I've learned something today," she told the people. "Love is not a weakness. It is our greatest strength." Anna placed a new cloak over her sister's shoulders. Kristoff walked over, bashful. "You did it," he said. "No," Anna said with a grin. "We did it." He blushed. "So, do you like me?" "I think I do," she giggled. As the day faded into evening, Arendelle celebrated with music, dancing, and laughter. Olaf got his own little flurry to keep him cool. Sven munched on carrots, and the castle gates remained open forever. The two sisters stood at the balcony, side by side, watching the sunset together. Elsa looked at Anna and whispered, "Thank you for showing me what love really means." Anna smiled. "Always," she said. And as stars began to twinkle in the sky, peace settled over Arendelle once more. Thank you for listening to Magical Bedtime Tales. Sleep well, little dreamers.